Hi, so it's JJ back for tutorial number 2. I hope you'll learn a little bit about finger rolls, about the basics of it, that everyone can join in. At least that was a little bit of my intention about last video. So yeah, today I want to address to a specific trick that's, I think it's a lot of used in nunchaku sports, or at least, let's say it's more or less more introduced there by Marc Chalon. Look him up, YouTube, Marc Chalon. So I always call it, I make a lot of notes. It's, I won't lie about that. I'm not the flow freestyler, nothing badly said about that, but I'm really the guy who goes to the lab, takes his paper, laptop, and tick, 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 everything that crosses my mind, I always have that somewhere saved. Like when I'm out of, new tricks, I always go back to that. So the Chalon is, it's always there. So a lot of people use it also at my tournament, at the Golden Combo tournament, the GCT, as I call it. So yeah, how does it go? Well, it's actually a continuous aerial. So like this. Maybe you have seen this before, because excuse me, I'm gonna take a second nunchaku. I should have I should have prepared it better. Where people do like this. Oh, so there it goes. I said it before. I don't bother when I drop nunchucks. I mean, everyone drop nunchucks. Doesn't matter when I'm here to tutor about it. I drop nunchucks. I mean, so yeah, you don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. Just want to have that out. So now I was not focused. So yeah, we'll get right into it. How do you actually start it? How do you learn into it? But most people nowadays, they use it like that. Maybe a little bit further. So they use a slice element for the second one. So people who do doubles and are like, oh yeah, the Chalon aerial, continuous aerial, I know that one. We'll come right into that, okay? So for the people who haven't seen this trick, like never before, or like, yeah, I saw it, but it's a little bit out of my range somehow, like maybe not interested, or maybe like it goes too fast. I tried it once, didn't work out. Or people like, oh, that's totally new. It's a really flashy trick. Flashy, like, yeah. It's not only flashy, it's actually for us as doing sports nunchaku, I shall call it sports nunchaku. It's more like a trick you can really put yourself into ease, in a stance, and take a breath. I mean, just get all that body spins and rhythm, lower it down, and just put yourself in a good stance and enjoy it. This, that. As you can see, when I do the Chalon aerial, I make it spin 1.5 spin. Yeah, I also have people who do it like immediately, like a 360 spin. When I see it, I always think like, nah, it's just not the same. It's a little bit like, make sure that I see that I don't tell anything weird, but it's like when you ask a Coke in when a restaurant and you get a Pepsi. It's a little bit off, it's something's just, I will try it, but yeah, I'm not used to it. See? It's a little bit, this is like, this gives me, as spectator, the feeling, wow, this guy is just is pushing it forward, and like whenever it comes, just by adding just an extra half turn, it creates that effect, in my opinion. So I'm gonna explain it like that. So yeah, you must know the basic aerial. I mean, if you're really watching these videos, I guess you're really like familiar with that trick. If you're not, really fast, just go for, yeah, maybe my camera is a little bit too high. I'll try to lower it a little bit down, like this. So you just wrap it, so you swing it up, wrap it around here, and at a certain point, with this part of the stick, you're gonna, right in front of you. Also for the Chalon, because sometimes, yeah, when I do a basic aerial, and my next trick will be one behind the back, I aim it a little bit to the side, as you can see here. Oh, there it goes. Better not look to myself in the camera, but to the trick. So up. So like this. So I aim with right, so I can easily pop it up, because sometimes people do like this, nothing wrong with that, or do like the extra spin to go to the right and then go behind the back. I just like to pop it real fast, you know? Pop, pop. Okay, so for this one, the basic aerial, just right in front of you. Doesn't have to be eyeing, because for this trick, and I can tell from a couple of students I had, you have the intention to throw it like real high, so you have the time to pick it out. And if that works for you, it's totally fine by me. But I think it's better done, at least when you go to the real performance part of it, when you can really keep it low, like this. You can even accelerate in it. So try to not to throw it high. If that doesn't work out, be my guest. But I will not suggest that. For the first step though, so the first step was this one, it could be a little bit easier, but just try to do it like this, like I will tell you in first. So as you can see, my push-up for the next aerial is from the negative grip. So actually, yeah, I release it, it goes into the air, and normally when you do it, you take it by the positive grip for the next trick, or drag it down to start from here, or whatever. This one is trickier because you will aim for the negative grip, and that's exactly your next step, what I just did. So you look. So this sounds maybe a little bit weird, and yeah, I can only tell it out of my own experience, and it sounds weird because it looks like it's straight in from the Matrix, you know, the Matrix part where the guy's like put everything's in slow-mo, the bullet passes, he dodges it. I'm not gonna copy it, but you know exactly what I mean. You just have to try it. Give it a chance, only for one day. When it's in the air, try to freeze the image. This sounds super weird because we all know this doesn't work like that. But I think you can train yourself to learn it. I mean, I'm 100% sure that's the reason why I got these aerials faster, because I was more concentrated on freezing the image right before my body, in this case, reaching to it to get a negative grip. It's like this. So yeah, so catching it like this is to freeze the image. So where it is here in the air, and I'm like, all right, this is the negative grip, I will have to catch it here. That's the moment where I can freeze the image. It sounds weird, but you know exactly what I mean by that. When it's in the air, trying to catch it, try to freeze the image. Maybe just throw it up and don't catch it, but just try to freeze the image. Try it. If it doesn't work for you, it's no problem, because it's actually not that hard as people think to do this trick. So, step one, pop it up. Step two is aim for it. The ideal way is to catch it here, but that counts for every trick almost. If you have it here, it's no problem. Just like try to say yeah and interfere. Get it in the negative grip. If you can do this, this is step two. And this means that your hand-eye coordination is on top. And you know what? You're here for a reason. I mean, you're in this Flowtricks group for a reason. You have this hand-eye coordination, because otherwise you would have gone like, I'm not interested anymore. This is not my thing. I mean, Ken Hill is a totally enjoyable man, and I can imagine, because I did it myself, to watch hours and hours explaining him all the tricks. But you're also here because he teaches them exactly the way you need it. And that's my goal a little bit in this trick, in the continuous aerial, or the Chalon aerial, like I call it. Marc Chalon, YouTube. As I told you, it's really super cool videos. Step one, upload it. So throw it, try to catch for the negative grip. All right. Step three, we start from here. So just hold it like this, and then we're gonna try to copy the momentum. Yeah. And then just from here, throw it up. The way you're gonna, the speed where you're gonna twist your hand, it will determine how difficult you want it to be. That counts for all the tricks. So if you're able, so throw it up, You start from here. If you can do like, if you're like this in the start, that's no problem. It's all in steps. It's all in steps. Just trust on the process, like you trusted in the process for all the other tricks you already managed to do. That's just such a main key, also in this one. So you start from here, and then I'm gonna twist my hand a little bit faster. So you try to create speed, and then you see? I mean, okay, I can already do the trick, so maybe it's not totally fair. What I did was just do like a basic aerial, but then from the negative grip, like you actually already do. Just try to focus more on starting from this part instead of the uploads that you have from the first hand roll. Oh, pick it out, okay, stop here, you don't have to go further for this step. And then you're gonna twist it, let it drop 1,000 times. You don't need to aim for it. You know, this trick, and I will tell you, yeah, it's not a story, but it was 6 years ago and I was not yet into nunchucks. And you know, I could juggle with 3 balls, as probably most of you people, and it's super cool, 3 balls. Then one day I wanted to start to learn with 4 balls. But you know, the basic 3 ball is like, you pass the one ball to the other hand while you release the ball that's in the hand where you want to have a free hand to grab the other. But with 4, it's different. It's you have 2 balls in the same hand, and you're gonna, you know, they go up in a straight line, 2 balls stay here, 2 balls stay here, and you just have to throw it up, throw it up when the other one comes around. So then you get the asymmetric system, and it will look like they go all the way. If you don't have a clue and you never tried it, you're like, okay, that's 4-ball juggling, but actually it's just 2 separate hands going asymmetric but doing the same motion. And that's exactly the same in this trick. Why it's the same? I had 20 days for the birthday of my wife where I wanted to do a show off with these 4 balls, and till day 17 I just could never catch them more than 1 time, and I mean seriously. And that's the point where you say like, ah, fuck it. I just wanted to go to her and said, I wanted to prepare something to surprise you, but it didn't work out. But I didn't do that. I don't know why. It was not like perseverance. It was, I just didn't do that. But then it was day 18, and that's something. So it was day 18 where I suddenly could do it 5 or 6 times next to each other. And that exact moment, my day 18, you just never know when that moment will come that you're gonna nail this trick. So in this case, the chaland aerial, you just don't know. So maybe for you, so I was talking to the camera. So, you know, for that guy, it can be like 4 days. For that guy, it can be like half a year. But just, you know, you're freestyling for what? 3, 4, 5, 6? Maybe you just knew. Maybe you took like 20 years. You just know that exact point where you know, I'm able to get that. And it can come as a surprise as well. So for me, that was a surprise. So just imagine that you just have to hold on. And that's a little bit my red wire, as we say here. So my tactic for all my tricks. Select a few tricks and just do them every day for 15-20 minutes. I think that's the best way to learn a new trick and give it a chance. Let's say a week. You do that and you'll see that you make progress. And for some tricks, you won't make progress. That has to do with genetics. That has to do with talent, as we call it here in Belgium. And it can be true. But also can be that you just needed another week, or maybe just 2 months. And that's the part where you can decide, you know, like, is it worth it? Yes or no? But at least give every trick like 3 weeks. I mean, this has become, I've done these tricks at the World Champs, so in 2019, where I took 2nd place in France, the tournament was, and I did this trick there, and I was like, okay, I still remembered how I learned it. It was probably almost the same like the ball juggling story. At a certain point, I had it. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm interfering my stepping plan to get to nail the trick, but yeah, it's just something it's on my stomach and I want to get it out. Like, it's the way I learned it, and if Ken Hill asked me today to come teach in front of his channel, that's something I just cannot tell. I mean, I cannot not tell. So I really had to tell you guys that that's super, super important. And it's of course scientifically proven. It's called brain memory, brain memory, muscle memory. That's what I meant. So just don't give up on that. Just keep on believing in it, because if you nail a trick or not, if you give it 3 weeks and you cannot nail it, well, there's something to say about it. But just give it that time. And it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, come on. You can be a busy person. Let's say 4 days in a week, you can make 15, 20 minutes if you really want to learn that trick. And that trick is forever. You know, every trick is forever. You can do a badass sequence. You know, if I just have to do the sequence that I did at the Worlds, if I can remember, it will be hard. But a singular trick, it's forever. Just keep that in mind. 20 days, forever. Okay? So, step 1, upload it, throw it, catch it here. Don't have to go further from this point, but your third step will be that you focus on twisting your hand. And yeah, that was step 4, twisting your hand and take it again in the negative grip. So step 3 is launch it from the negative grip by twisting your hand. Don't mind about when you have to catch it, because I started the story about the 540 spin. Don't mind it. Just throw it in the air as much as you can, but eventually try to grab it at the negative grip again. So to do this, you almost won. I mean, it's step 4, but you almost won. Now, if you can do a second time, it can be super sloppy, but just that you catch it and you put your arm in motion and you think. So when you catch it, you're happy because you not really know what happened because it worked out. And then you catch it, and then you flip your hand to do it another time. That's the exact same point, just literally right there where you nail the trick. The rest is making it more perfect. It will look like the work is not already 50% done. It will look like shit. But actually, that's the point where you nail the trick. And if people would realize more, and I'm also talking about myself, because I used to be in so many stages, in every stage of this to learn every trick. If I also just realized more that sometimes you're already 90% of your work is done while it looks like you're not even to 50. So that's something I want to address to in this trick. So 1, like this, catch it from this point, try to catch it again and hop, flip it again. Just flip it again. And at a certain point, you're gonna flip it. Yeah, okay. And flip it. So I will do it. Yeah, I'm not used to performing and talking. You see, this looks like shite, maybe. But actually you're doing the total trick. And then there is one day, just like I just told you 5 seconds ago, there is one day that you'll do it like this. Do it with your eyes closed. Oh, that was a bad idea. It will just happen. So if you think this is a trick that looks really cool, I think it is. I mean, I am a judge also in my tournament. Yeah, I told you before, it's a little bit of my reward of all the time I put into it. I think I also earn a place in the jury because of my performances in the past. But I'm a judge, and when I see that trick, it doesn't create a bias, but it's that certain point. Let's say I'm in the Voice USA, and I'm in the chair, and there comes a singer, and he's like pop 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 pop, and I say, okay, it's the 1,000th time that the song of Lady Gaga, and then he or she starts, you know, like. I don't know lyrics, but she starts like, whoo. No, it's the very high notes. I think that's exactly where the judges of The Voice think like, okay, that's it. It's like a check mark. So when I see this trick in my tournament, it always creates a certain check mark. It creates like, it almost feels like you're going to solicitate for a job, and you have that certain degree, and people see like, okay, she got that degree. She did that course. Okay, you know, you really, yeah, it's like, you know, I would say it's like bench pressing, and you do like 150 kilos, and it's like, okay, we know how strong this guy is. So that's for me one of those tricks. I really think if you not only if you're into sports nunchaku, but just if you really like to, yeah, let's say. How should I say it? If you really want to take it to the next level from your competition or from the group you're spinning in, you know, you cannot disconnect competition from being ambitious. And yeah, I think this is one of those tricks. So as I told you before, you can do it also with doubles. Like this. So it's like, yeah, you're just gonna slice it, for example. Is there another way to do this? Yeah, for example, I'm gonna toss it like this. If this is like, it's stupid, make sure the stances are different, like this. Nobody is focused on this anymore. I used to be able to do it also with a hand roll. I cannot guarantee, no, okay, I'm not gonna try that again. You know, I mean, there are, I'm gonna get my chucks back. There are endless ways to do this trick. In the video, in my last video, so the video that got me that freestyle nunchaku forum world title, I did it with a 360. So it's 3 months ago that I recorded it, maybe 4. And I have to say, yeah, I'm not really at that level anymore. Because yeah, I really focus on a certain period where I do these tricks, but I will try. So it's like this, and then you do a 360 spin. Right. So yeah, I didn't get it, but you get the picture. So if I could have kept it lower and my body, my footwork was better, then it would just look all different. And you can see, just by doing a 60 spin, and being able to get it out of the air and pop it up, you can just do, yeah, I don't have to say it otherwise, it's quite a hardcore trick to do. So just realize that you're not always that far away from getting to the next level. And that's something I always not preach, but you know, it's not about confidence, it's just about, you have to be there one time at a certain point, or in multiple tricks that you're like, yeah, just give it the time. So 20 days, if you try this trick for 20 days, the chaland aerial, just try it. And if it doesn't work out, just contact me. I mean, like, let me know. Then I was wrong, but I think I won't be wrong. If you really train for it 20 minutes every day, I think you're gonna nail it. So good luck with it. I also put a slow motion of this trick. It's not really necessary, I think, for this one, but if it helps you out, I mean, I couldn't be more happy than if it worked out for you. So, ciao.